Welcome back. Some senior lawyers also have their views on the shortcomings of the Buhari administration and how it can relate better with the judiciary. We have a few of such views up next.
I don't think much has changed under the current administration. I think there's a lot more that still needs to be done. There were efforts at the beginning of the administration to do some radical things, to address the problem of corruption in the judiciary, to address the problem of quality of the judges. Not much has been heard of those efforts anymore. And there are those who will argue that even the efforts at dealing with corruption were not, the right approach wasn't taken to them. Those problems continue to be there. They need to be addressed. I don't think much has been done to address them yet. But I think that civil society needs to partner with the government and the judiciary itself to address these problems.
The judiciary has not been treated fairly by the executive arm of government, in the federal level, in the state level, in the sense that most of the financial needs of the courts are not being provided. And in some states of the federation, disobedience of court orders and judgments is now the norm. But I think there is need for change. Since they all say they want change, there is need for the executive arm at the federal level and the state level to change the attitude towards the judiciary and the orders and judgments of the courts.
It is very ritualistic for someone who has succeeded in court to praise the judiciary. But overall, the Nigerian judiciary, working in the very extreme and difficult circumstances they find themselves, with poor infrastructure, poor financing, have managed through the plethora of cases and the intricacies of these cases. More importantly, the tricks lawyers play when they find themselves in bad situation, so as to continue to postpone the evils there and make the judicial work so heavy for judges who have determined and sworn to uphold the law to be able to cope. But they have done so well so far. There are a few lapses here and there, but the benefits and the uprightness of the judges of the courts in Nigeria cannot be questioned, as the evidence so abound.
And from there, let's check out some of the top trending stories we tracked at the courts.
We begin with the report that the Senate President has confirmed Justice Adamu Abdulkafarati as the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court. On Tuesday, June the 5th, the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, read a letter from President Muhammadu Buhari asking the lawmakers to confirm the judge. On Thursday the 7th, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, David Umaru, presented a report for the consideration of the lawmakers, which said the committee had screened the judge and was recommending his confirmation. The Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, thereafter put it to vote, and the lawmakers voted for the confirmation of Justice Abdulkafarati. Until his appointment and confirmation, Justice Abdulkafarati was the acting Chief Judge of the Federal High Court. Staying in Abuja, a Federal High Court has given the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, permission to sue for an order quashing the May 9th resolution of the Senate, describing him an enemy of democracy and unfit to hold any public office within and outside Nigeria. In an ex parte ruling, Justice John Soho also granted leave to the IGP to file an originating summons for judicial review of the said resolution made on May the 9th this year by the Senate for the purpose of quashing it. The judge ordered that processes in the suit, including the ruling, be served on the Senate and its President, Bukola Saraki, through the Clerk of the National Assembly. The IGP, in an affidavit supporting his ex parte application moved on Thursday, described the May 9th resolution of the Senate as legislative judgment. He argued that the conduct of the Senate in the proceedings leading to the resolution was born out of the hatred and undisguised contempt they allegedly harbor against him. The IGP equally wants the court to make an order of perpetual injunction restraining the Senate from acting on the said resolution contained in the Gazette dated May the 9th, 2018, or causing same to be acted upon by any person or authority or government agency. Hearing in the case has been fixed for June the 27th. And in other news, a Chief Magistrate Court sitting in Abuja has granted permission to Senator Dino MELAYE to travel to the US for medical treatment. The court ordered the Commissioner of Police, FCT Command, to release the senator's passport so he can leave the country. The senator was on May the 2nd arraigned before a court on charges bordering on his alleged escape from a police vehicle in Abuja on April the 24th, 2018. His lawyer told the court that Senator MELAYE is an asthmatic patient and that his health had deteriorated. He supported his claim with a medical report from the National Hospital, which was submitted to the court as an exhibit. The lawyer said Senator MELAYE has an appointment at the US hospital on June the 28th. The counsel to the police opposed the application, but the presiding magistrate, Mabel Shegumbelo, in her judgment, held that the senator's condition existed before the case was filed, and the appointment at the hospital abroad predated the trial. She subsequently ordered the release of MELAYE's passport and ruled that he would be out of the country for treatment for a period of 20 days starting from June the 18th to July the 8th. The magistrate, however, ordered that the passport was to be returned to the custody of the court as soon as the senator returns from his trip. And in Lagos, a federal high court has similarly granted the senator representing Delta North, Senator Peter Nwaoboshi, permission to travel to the UK for medical treatment. Justice Muhammad Idris granted the request following an application made by the senator. The judge also fixed June the 20th for trial. On April the 25th, the EFCC had arraigned the People's Democratic Party's senator alongside two companies, Golden Touch Construction Project Limited and Sumin Electrical Limited, over allegations of fraud. In the charges, the EFCC accused the senator of acquiring a property described as Guinea House Marine Road in Apapa, Lagos, for the sum of 805 million naira, when he reasonably ought to have known that 322 million naira out of the purchase sum formed part of the proceeds of an unlawful act. The senator, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted bail by the court. In Kaduna, a federal high court sitting there has granted the former governor of the state, Ramalan Yero, bail following his arraignment by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over alleged money laundering of 750 million naira campaign fund of the People's Democratic Party. The presiding judge, Justice Muhammad Shuaibu, admitted the former governor to bail in the sum of 1 million naira and two sureties in like sum. One of the sureties must own a landed property in Kaduna State. The judge also granted bail to the former Minister of State for Power, Nuhu Wia, former Kaduna State PDP Chairman Haruna Gaya, and the former PDP Secretary to Kaduna State Government, Hamza Ishaq, all of whom are standing trial alongside the former governor. The judge has adjourned till September the 26th for their trial. And we round off with a report that the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has arraigned the suspended Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Mounir Gwarzo, before a Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Maitama. He was arraigned on charges bordering on criminal breach of trust and aiding diversion of funds. The Anti-Graft Commission also preferred charges against the SEC Executive Commissioner, Corporate Services, Sekwanu Garba, for allegedly conniving with Gwarzo to commit the fraud. After their plea, the court granted the defendants bail in the sum of 25 million naira each and one surety who must be a deputy director in the Federal Civil Service. They were also directed to deposit their travel documents in the court's custody. Further hearing in the case was then fixed for June the 28th.
And that's the program this week. Please feel free to send in your comments. Do also remember that you can watch this and past episodes of the program on our YouTube channel. I am Shola Shuyeli. Many thanks for watching.